Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tabor Talk. So it's Sunday morning, and I wrote it down. Okay, it's March 8th. The weather's getting there. It was kind of cold, actually, yesterday. We're out here in the Catskills and the mountains, so it's always colder here. Last year was a fucking long winter. It was brutal, and we had just moved here. This winter was nothing, a piece of cake. So anyway, I talk about the date because I started doing these videos outside, and that's how I came up with the name Tabor Talk. Table Talk. I do these things on my table. It's a play off of my name. My last name really is Tabor, and Table Talk, which is informal, spontaneous, unedited talk. Blah blah blah. So getting right into this. By the way, I've been playing a lot of guitar, and I'm getting pretty good. I guess I'm a bedroom guitarist, not a professional at all. But last night I listened to, I forgot this album, Farewell to the Kings by Rush. Rush, one of my favorite bands of all time. But when I think of all time great albums, I always go Permanent Waves and Moving Pictures. Even the last album, I liked a lot. Now that would be top, but there's so much. And by the way, here's a book I'm reading. I love these popular culture books, but Rush and philosophy. But yeah, if you were to ask me best albums of all time, I would say probably Hemispheres, Moving Pictures and Permanent Waves. But Farewell to the Kings, holy fuck, is that good? And the guitar, well, everything, not just guitar. Getty and Neil Peart, rest in peace, by the way. But Getty's, holy shit, so you have Cygnus X1 Part 1. What else? The song, of course, Farewell to the Kings and Cinderella Man. What's that? But anyway, I've been working on all of the songs, and it's hard. It's a lot. It's a lot to memorize. If you do everything, I do note for note, even the leads and everything. But I bring this up because I'm going to be, before each video, I'm going to play like a minute or so, maybe 45 seconds, a riff or whatever. If people like it, I'm pretty good, actually. I'm not great. I posted some guitar stuff of me just fucking around. And some people say, oh, you suck. Your phrasing is off, your timing. Like, no kidding, dude. Like, timing, rhythm, and all that. And phrasing is off. I mean, you could get better. You play with the record. If you play right along with the record, you could get your timing down, like perfect, So anyway, so getting right into it, I'm almost 3 minutes in already. Stephen Dubner on Joe Rogan, one of the best podcasts I've listened to in quite some time. I actually did a podcast yesterday. I just started with the Stephen Dubner podcast, and I got into it about anxiety. This is a little different. I listened to the whole thing, 2 hours and 45 minutes. And I got to tell you, one of the best podcasts I've heard in quite a while. And it got a bit dicey. I mean, I thought they were fighting. They disagreed on a lot of things. And especially started out with the mixed martial arts. Like, first of all, Joe, that's his whole life. Joe's UFC commentator, and Stephen Dubner is a little guy. He's tiny, liberal, progressive, and it just doesn't know anything about fighting. And I think it got dicey as hell. Like Stephen Dubner was talking about the business side. Stephen Dubner, Freakonomics, everything's business, cost, benefit, blah blah blah. The business of MMA. That was really, really interesting. But he was wondering why the fighters don't fight more. Like, they were talking about the money part, the financial, like the disparity between, like, say, a Conor McGregor guy, right now, Jorge Masvidal. You have big guys, and then most people aren't like that. But he said it's a little bit better than boxing, because boxing, you have just many, Pacquiao. Am I mispronouncing his name? Whatever. But and then Floyd Mayweather and all that. You have like huge, and then there's shit. You look at the main event at a boxing match, and then there's nothing. The undercard, forget about it. They're barely being paid. So he said it's a little bit better than that, but it's hard. And then the question was, well, why don't the MMA fighters fight more? Like Joe talked about Cowboy Cerrone fighting like 3, 4 times a year. And the Dubner was saying, like, why don't they fight like a lot more, like 10, like every week or something? No, maybe not every week, but once a month. And Joe got fucking pissed. And then Dubner said, like, football players play every week. That's 16 games a year. That's a physical combat sport. And Joe got pissed. It got really weird. And Dubner was like, well, Joe, the way you describe it, like, what sane person would do this? It doesn't even make sense. And it got pretty heavy. And by the way, I'm going to be doing more videos on this, my feelings on mixed martial arts. I'm a huge fan. I'm a martial artist myself, sort of. I'm not that good, but I've trained mixed martial arts. I've done jiu-jitsu. I'm not going to do a podcast on this, but I have a background in martial arts, and I love the sport. I've been there since the beginning, 1993, with the Gracies and all that. And I have mixed feelings about MMA. I love it. I love the combat. I love the sports, but it's fucking brutal. And the real thing is CTE. I mean, they're beating the shit out of each other. I love the guys. The guys are incredible. I probably never met a dick in the sport, And I by the way, I used to train at Matt Serra's gym. I met Matt. Matt's an awesome guy. All of them. A lot of Randy Couture I met. These are good guys, and you see them on Joe's podcast. They're all awesome guys. They're great, really smart guys, nice. You know what? Know what it is? If you look at it from the outside, you think they're savages. You think they're beating the shit out of people. It's ridiculous. And Joe was trying to explain to Stephen Dubner, they are the nicest guys, most of them you'll meet. You know what it is? Because they have no fucking ego. They don't have to prove anything. You know what I mean? They're the toughest guys on planet Earth, and gals. All right, I'm at 7 minutes. I'll be doing some more on this, but check out the Stephen Dubner on Joe Rogan. Wow, 2 hours and 45 minutes. But man, so worth it. I enjoyed the hell out of that thing. All right, good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience, peace, love, and understanding here on Tabor Talk. Going outside soon. Weather's getting nice.